Okay, so we're just giving people a little time to come in. Make sure that you are smashing that notification bell. You can also share this live if you like, or tag a few people that you think this would be good for. And don't be shy, because this is a place to discuss things. You don't have to be a veteran to really have input, because I learn from people every day in the lives and in life. So this is not a place where if you're not seasoned, you can't speak up. This is a place to kind of get the discussion going, to kind of get the mind brewing, so we can all make money in the beauty industry, okay? And you can invite people or share with people who may not necessarily be nail techs, because this is anyone in the beauty industry or for an entrepreneur overall. So just sit back and we'll come on soon. Thanks for your support. This track is so funny to me. I just had to throw it in because the emotions be running high, honey. But I'm coming soon. Just hold on. Just giving people time to come on in. Get what you need to get. We're starting soon.
Hello, hello. I hope you can hear me. If you can, I would appreciate a comment. Just say hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Oh, let me grab another pillow. No, I'm not coming on camera now. I am not presentable, but I have been promising I would come on more if you guys. Okay, hey, DH. Okay, you can hear good because I am literally lying in bed. And I'm a true night owl. Like I stay up all night, all the time working on things. It's just I've always been like that since I was a kid. So yeah, how are you? I just this message came to me and I'm like, I need to put this up because I let so many messages slip by me. And it doesn't have to be long, but I really want to say this that we have to make sure that we are listening with our eyes. Like seriously, listen with your eyes. This may not be nail related, but to me, it is entrepreneur related because anything you want to do in your life, you have to be in a good mental state. You say you're on the couch. Yeah, I'm chilling. I went out. Oh, man, it's been a long day. I had to work a little bit, but I've been like working around the house, working on people. I had to do some, I had somebody here like assisting me on some things. And it was just like a long day of people in and out my house and taking out bags of garbage, packing up orders. Then I was invited to someone's house to have tacos and margaritas. So I'm like, you know what, that's the perfect thing to do because I didn't feel like getting dressed up, but I wanted to leave out the house. So after I finished everything around here, I slid on my jeans and my cute little t-shirt and had my hair in a bun. And I went right over there and we had girl talk. We sat at the dining room table, had girl talk with tacos and margaritas and talked chit chat some more. And then I was back home by 11 o'clock. And I was cool with that because I was exhausted, but I still got my social time. I got some work done. It was a good balanced day. So I was good with that. I don't feel the need to go out all the time because this upcoming week is going to be so crazy for me, like stupid crazy. When I tell you crazy, this is going to be one of the craziest weeks of my life. The next 2 weeks are going to be like really out of control. So I'm just like, you know what, Tanisha, you got to pace yourself. You have to pace yourself. You don't have to always be going. I went out last night, and then I was trying to make something happen today. And then even tomorrow, I'm like, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, you need to just relax. Sometimes you just need to relax. Sometimes you just need to relax, you know? So you said not related at all. Have you thought about going on Clubhouse? I would love to hear you speak on that platform. It's funny because I put in a request to have a club on there, and I got to go back and check and see what that looks like. I also have an OnlyFans, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with OnlyFans yet. I think I got cute feet. I'm not sure, but yeah. Let me tell you, it's so funny you mentioned that because on Clubhouse, I have been in two different groups where these people have made me moderators because they'll let me up on the stage, and once I get to speaking, next thing you know, I get a ping, and I'm a moderator. So I'm like a moderator already on like two different groups, but I don't know. I would like to get into that, and I am after I get situated, which is coming up super soon. Um, because I have a lot to say, you know, and I'm not afraid to speak online. But what I'm finding with Clubhouse is that everybody is so long winded. Everyone is so long winded. So I feel like they need to have some type of timer where it's like you have different tiers, you know? So it's like if you're a gold member in this club, you can speak for 30 seconds. If you are a platinum member, you can speak for a full minute. And if you are a moderator, then you have unlimited speaking time. I think that should be it because people get on there and they just be yapping. And some people get to, it's just like sometimes it's a little drawn out. And at first, like the first 2 weeks, I was really into it. But then I was like, it's just a lot of people on here that like to hear themselves talk. And a lot of them are not saying much of anything. So that's kind of annoying. That's my one point about Clubhouse. There needs to be like a limit on how long some of these people talk because some of these moderators don't know how to grab the reins back. And And I'll be like, okay, well, I understand, but we got to give somebody else time. I'm kind of curt, which a lot of people don't like. But some people just take over the clubhouse and they just start mumbling about nothing at all. It's annoying. So, what's your handle on Clubhouse? I'm trying to follow you. It's Shecago. It's Shecago. What's your Shecago? Yep. About nothing too. Like it's all just chatter. I felt that. Yeah, it's like a lot of people on there. They see this big audience of like 500 people in the room, and everybody's over there trying to top the other person on saying something that sounds more intelligent or more enlightened or more woke. And then a lot of people are just babbling and not saying anything, just talking in circles. So that's how I feel. So I kind of fell off of Clubhouse. I hop in, but I just noticed it doesn't hold my attention as much. So I don't know. I was thinking about doing I'm on Clubhouse and OnlyFans and YouTube. But once I get situated into my office, I can really have a designated space to figure out what's the next move for my brand overall, which is Shecago Beauty Source. That's my umbrella company. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want to take it because I have a lot of big projects. And something like that on social media, you have to really be consistent. Like even in here on YouTube, I haven't really been consistent like I should be, and I know that, and it does affect my bag. I'm supposed to be on here 2 to 3 times a week, but I haven't been, and that's because I have a lot going on, and that's all I'm gonna say right now because you watch my videos, you already know what I got going on, but it's like really going on. So I'm like in the thick of things right now. So it's like, ugh, you'll see. You said secure your bag, mama. No judgment here. Get your coin. Yeah, one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm writing a book because I'm really into hypergamy and women understanding their worth and how to carry themselves more like women, and just attracting better in their life because we've all been there attracting nothing in our life or trash in our life, you know. So I'm supposed to be. I'm in the beginning stages of writing the book, but I kind of put that on the back burner too. So once I get resituated, I got to figure out which thing is the most important. I think the book is the most important. And some more classes that people have been asking for, getting those published on the platform on the website. Yeah, so that's that. But anyway, thank you for engaging with me. I really wanted to talk seriously about something that is very important, and it's a mistake that I make. I think a lot of us make, but let's get into it. Hey, Miss Jones. Hey, good morning from Virginia. Hey, yes, I haven't even been asleep, but I'm up till 3, 4, 5 every morning. My schedule, I don't usually go to bed till like 4. That's my regular time. Hello, hello, hello. Let me tell you something. It is very, very, very important that we stop listening with our ears. If you really want to be successful in life, and I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about, to me, being successful in life is about having a good mental health, a good emotional, health, financial health, wealth, all those good things. But in order to do that, we have to become intelligent. So becoming intelligent is like you need a degree in all those different areas. So today's society is about becoming financially intelligent. Everybody's all on social media like, I'm a boss, flued out. Okay, all right, yeah. That don't really mean they're wealthy, but that's where everybody is focusing on getting money, and that's good. I'm about getting money. But here's the other thing: there are a lot of people who have money but they're not happy. And that's because they don't really put much energy or focus or attention or interpretation into the other areas of their life. So I'm saying that to say it makes no sense to have these bags or have this money if you have a lot of broken relationships or you have no, just like good relationships with the people around you. You don't have friends that you trust, friends that love you, people that love you. I have had a lot of different struggles throughout my life because this could go so deep, but I'm going to keep it streamlined. you go through different phases in life. You know, like I'll tell you, when I first moved back here from Atlanta, I did back to Chicago from Atlanta. I was like, I felt like I was moving, even though I was familiar, I felt like I had to start all over again because a lot of my friends, I have a lot of friends, but what happens is when you get older, see, I don't have kids. I'm not married with no kids. So a lot of my friends have kids or they're married with kids, you know, whatever. Everybody has gone off into their own little branch. So when I came back here after being gone for 5 years, I was a different person. So a lot of people that said, "Hey, come kick it with me, come do this." It's like we didn't have much in common because you got to keep in mind, I went down and lived in Atlanta in the South, and I even moved to North Carolina for a minute. So I had all these different experiences in life. And when I came back, I wasn't vibing with people the same. And so I put myself out on this mission to say, okay, I'm going to restart my nail business and I'm going to get a whole new group of friends. I'm putting my feet out there. I'm going to just, socialize. I'm going to party. I'm going to find the love of my life. I'm just gonna jumpstart my life. Woo, yes, and I'm gonna do it. And so I did it. So I thought I was doing it. Let me sip this little. I'm having a White Claw. If you don't know White Claw, you can sip on that all night, and it's like hardly any calories in it. Anyway, um, so I just started befriending all these people. So I'm building my nail business, and I'm like, telling people like, I want to get outside, I want to kick it, I want to get outside. So I'm hanging with all these new people. I'm clinging to all these new people that I've never really hung out with on a deep level before. And before you knew it, I found myself in all sorts of situations that were not good. Even with a guy, I ended up meeting back up with somebody from my past and just being so thirsty to have this whole new life jump started back in Chicago. I just started hanging and opening myself up and being vulnerable to everybody and anybody who was willing to accept me. But the problem was, I was not really paying attention to what was happening. What was happening was close to what happens in the entertainment industry. When you are so thirsty for something or you want something to happen so bad, you can invite different energies into your world. You can literally be kind of selling your soul to the devil, so to speak. So now I look back on it and I'm like, damn, I was hanging around people that really didn't like me for real, that really didn't care one way or another. I was in so many situations where it's like it had me out of character. I look back at a lot of situations, I'm like, dang, I don't even recognize who that person was, what they were doing. Like it was a lot of heavy drinking, just excessive partying. I was wasting money. I wasn't really focused on my business like I should have, and I just found out that slowly but surely, because I had to start praying. You know how you have some situations in life where it's like, dang, I could have died, or dag, I could have, been robbed or whatever. And I've been raised in church, so I have my Bible right here by my bed. I'm looking at it right now. When I really hit my wits end, I get confused or whatever, feeling real anxious. Sometimes you just got to get down on your knees and pray. Sometimes you just got to, if you don't even know what to do, you can't figure it out. There's nobody to talk to. Sometimes you got to just hit the brakes and go talk to God. You get what I'm saying? Without saying too much, I started first. I had to pause. I had to do a real, real, real pause. And I hope I'm not boring you with this story. I had to take a real pause. And when I say take a pause, see, people say stuff like that, they don't really break it down. Taking a pause is just being like, girl, what's up? I'm on my way over there. I got a bottle. Da, da, da. You know what? I'm not feeling good. You got to start like really backing away. You got to really kind of go through some stuff. Like if you notice you out partying, doing too much, you're always hungover. You always, whatever. Your bag is kind of low. You got to pause. You need to just maybe pull back, stop going out. You need to maybe not drink, dry out. You maybe need to do a detox, stop eating all this fattening food every day. I was putting bad food in my body. I just noticed I wasn't working out. I was out drinking excessively. I was dealing with this dude who was kind of like a narcissist to the nth degree. And I knew he was a narcissist before I even understood narcissism. And I knew he was one. And when we would get into it, I would tell him, "You're a narcissist." And I just knew it. And he's a textbook narcissist. My spirit was not on the right path, you guys. And so what I started doing was, you got to stop. sometimes to say, you know what, you think you want one thing, but you might want another. So I had to start having this specific prayer, this specific request out into the universe. I always say both because some people don't believe specifically in God. It's up to you. And I would say, what is your will? What is it that the universe wants from me, or God? What is it that you want? See, that's when we mess up, because anything you want, you can manifest anything to happen, good or bad. And that's what happens in the entertainment industry. I know I started out with that. A lot of people in the entertainment industry, they want that fame so bad, and they could put it out there in the universe so tough that it'll start coming to them, but the people that can bring it to them may not have the best intentions. You see what I'm saying? And that can happen to you in your life, period. That can happen to anyone. So, yeah, I was having a ton of fun. I'm out every night. I got a house full of people. I got people ordering food to my house. We having taco nights on Monday. We in my house on a Monday, y'all. This is how crazy it got at one point. When I first moved back here, like the first year. My house became the party house on Mondays. I know my neighbor was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I got all these people coming to my house on Mondays. I literally had people coming to my house with coolers. Like, they would be pulling up to my house with a cooler on a Monday. I don't know why it would be a Monday, but Monday became, my house became the party house. Okay. And we would be here drinking and partying and doing all this stuff all night long. When I tell you, and it was just like, it was crazy. I can't tell you too much because I realize I'm live on the internet. But what I will say is that my house became the place for things to happen that I don't even roll with. I don't really approve of, or whatever. I just don't want it around me. That's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And then it was like a lot of different scenarios. And it was like messing with my spirit, my money, my bag. My anxiety level was up. It was up so bad to where I had some friends that would come over my house all the time. And they would over here so much they would leave alcohol at my house. And we would be drinking like 11 o'clock in the morning. That is not me. That is not me. That is not me. You get what I'm saying? I was inviting the wrong energies around me. But I said, oh, I want to have this social life. I want to have people I can hang with. I want to have this. And I think the same thing happens in the entertainment industry. So I got those things, but it really wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So when things hit ahead, I had to put a pause, a real pause. And what I did, let me tell you something. After, hold on. That dude had to go. Them friends had to go. I lost a lot of clients in the process because all these so-called friends were bringing their friends and bringing their cousins and all that. But guess what? None of that was aligned to what I was really supposed to, what the universe really wanted from me. And a lot of people don't know how to break free from that. A lot of people stay stuck in that. As long as it's like misery loves company. You can get mixed up in that misery. You get what I'm saying? But I just knew that was not it. So I cut it all off. I lost clients, da 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 da. But I had to have like faith in saying, you know what? I just knew that this is not what I was supposed to do. And it was lonely for a good long time. And when I say lonely, there's a good loneliness, okay? Because that loneliness brought me back to what I was supposed to be doing. And that's when I really got this YouTube channel kicked all the way off. That's when old people from my past really started popping back up in my life. That's when I got new clients that were finding me on the internet. And one particular client, she was a bodybuilder. And that's how I got into bodybuilding, even though I'm not consistent like I'm supposed to be. But I'm saying those were more healthier choices for people to get me right on the right track. A friend from high school, she's a preacher's kid, and just her energy is very positive and uplifting. I became her regular. She became my regular. So I had to put a pause and put a shift. And a lot of those people just faded out. It was so weird because one in particular, one day I said one thing to her and it was nothing. Actually, she said something to me. And it was like, what? Because guess what? A lot of those people don't like you anyway, but you invited their spirit around. If they see they can get something out of you, see, my house became a party house. See, it's always the reason why. She didn't like me anyway, not for real, for different reasons. And the friendship, the so-called friendship was over just that fast. People, sis, I love you, sis. You my number one. Blah, blah, blah. Let one thing happen and you will see. I promise you. So what I'm trying to say is stop listening to people with your ears. Stop listening with your ears because people say anything out their mouth. People are professional word vomiters. People just throw anything out their mouth. It's so easy for some people just to say whatever. You got a lot of actors out here. You got a lot of manipulative people out here. You got a lot of people out here that's not even trying to hurt you, but hurt they work in hurt. They work in pain. They work in misery. They work in a low vibrational level. And so they'll say whatever just to keep some company on their level. You get what I'm saying? So they're not saying or doing different things to hurt you purposely, but they want somebody down there on their low vibration with them. So they'll tell you whatever you want to hear because you're company with them down there, you know? And a lot of people don't take time to really see what's going on with their heart, with their, with what's really going on. Like they're just going along with the flow, but you really sometimes got to look beyond what people are saying. You got to really like start to listen what your heart is telling you. Like if your spirit is not right, if you're not happy, do you think that God put you on this earth to not be happy? And if you really want to accomplish the things that you're trying to get in life, that's another hard step to becoming a really successful entrepreneur. Like you have to get back to yourself. You have to get back to ground zero. You have to get back to neutral. So I'm going to go back. So I had to clear house. And that's when I really started Shecago Beauty Source for real. Like Shecago Beauty Sources, the website that you see scrolling down here, that's actually been around since 2013. I started that company in Atlanta. It was first called Face Putty. That's a whole nother website. This was originally called Face Putty because it started out as a makeup line because I was a makeup artist in Atlanta, right? And working in the beauty industry. So I took the same website and just upgraded it and switched in the domain. But I've had this store forever, but I let it fall off. So once I knocked out all this low vibrational energy, I had to detox myself. Like I said, my new client slash new friend got me in the gym. I became addicted to the gym. So I took that social time that I thought I wanted it to be out partying and drinking and meeting no good guys and people who don't really have my best intentions. And I asked the universe to deliver a different person to me. And that's when I really got into this YouTube channel. That's when my website really started to take off. That's when I wrote that book that's been out now for 2 years and selling great. That's when I started creating the classes. And that's when I really became focused. And let me tell you something. I'm going to take a break because I know I just said a whole bunch back to back to back, but I'm going to tell you something. Hold on. All those people that disappeared, I got into a one, two, because it was a lot. A lot of people a lot. When I tell you, for me to get to the point where I am right now in my life, and I'm not going to tell you everything, you got to keep watching the channel, make sure you subscribe, rate, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. But you'll see if you keep watching the channel, you will watch my progression and you'll see some things. And I'm going to tell you that in order for me to get to the point that I have gotten in my life and all of my high points in my life, I've had to purge some people. Like, and I ain't talking about one friend, I'm talking about like purge a lot of people. I think even during the coronavirus, from the time I've gotten to Atlanta, gotten from Atlanta to this point, I had gained a whole bunch of people, but I had to drop like 80% of those people to get to this point. And that's what a lot of people don't do. That's what a lot of people don't do because it's uncomfortable to do it. But let me tell you, it has been a real struggle, a scratching and scraping to get to where I am. But I'm going to tell you, a lot of them people are still watching me. A lot of them people are still watching you that you don't fool with anymore. See, I don't have to cuss you out or anything. They still watching. They watching you glow. They watching you grow. They watching you do better. A lot of the people have reached out to me in one way or another. And I don't say, I don't block people really. You have to do something crazy. But I'll keep it cordial. But I know that I can't fool with you because You are still on that low vibration. You haven't dealt with your own personal issues, and I will not allow you to drag me down. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying they did it on purpose, but it does happen where you have people that won't work on their own personal stuff, and they'll come to you in the form of fun, kicking it, dudes, whatever your weakness is, they'll come to you in the form of presenting that to you, just like it happens in the entertainment industry. And you will get sucked into that and you will be totally off your square. That's why I say you cannot listen with your ears. You have to listen with people's actions, what they do, what you feeling. Like, how do people vibrate with you? If you have people that come around you and you feel anxious, if you have people come around you and you feel like you need to be high all the time on this inebriated state all the time. And, when you leave, when these people leave you, do you feel enlightened? Do you feel like you energized to go after your dreams? How do you feel when people are around you? How do you feel when people leave your presence? Do you feel blessed or do you feel hungover? Do you feel blessed or do you feel stressed out? Do you feel blessed and motivated or do you feel inferior? How do you feel when you are around certain people, when people leave you? You get what I'm saying? You have to really take a pause and take an inventory of the people that you have in your life. Because if you listening just to what people telling you, I love you, you my sis, you this, you that, man, I ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. I got you if you ever need me. Look, let me tell you something. People say that crap to me all the time. They got me when I need them. And there have been a couple times just in this past year where I needed them. I remember one time this so-called friend kept saying that. And I said, well, actually, I do need a favor. I need you to do XYZ. She came up with an excuse. I said, okay. Because what was the point of arguing? I guess let me go to this next point. My point is, hey, this mixtape 3, how are you? My point is, don't listen with your ears because that will confuse you. Hear what people say, but listen to what people do. That is very important. If you don't get anything else about what I'm saying, hear what people say, but listen to what people do. Why? Because people do what they want to do. Because what people do takes energy, it takes time, it takes effort. The least amount of effort that a person can give you is to blurt some shit out their mouth. That's my first curse word, so YouTube should be okay with that. It's the lowest effort thing that a person can do to you is say something out of their mouth. It takes the least effort to say, I love you. Right? Think about this now. This is what I do. I sit up and think. Me and my friends, we talk about ideas, places, books, and resources to better ourselves. Okay. And like I showed you all in that last live, I told you I'm reading a book right now. What is it? The Art of Not Giving an F. And she keeps my other friend, she like, I need you to read that. You need to read it. Sit on the couch, you need to keep reading it. So I've been reading it and it will shift your mind. Listen, the lowest form of effort is verbal because it's easy to say anything, right? So a person can say over and over, I love you. I love you. Your friends can say it. Your family can say it. Anyone can say it. And that's how we end up in toxic situations because toxic situations can be romantic, it can be friend, it can be family. I just turned off the fan. That's why I might sound clearer. I hope so. Think about it. But if a person is constantly disappointing you, not being there for you, hardly, checking in on you, doing all these things that counter what they say out their mouth, that's how you get caught up and you are not accomplishing your dreams because you have so many people around you that are catching you up in their verbal salad because there are certain words that get you in a matrix, I'll say, a toxic matrix with them. And you feel an obligation to stay in this relationship because they're your relative or you've been with them for 3 years, da 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 da. And they say they love me, da, 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 even though their actions don't do it. What they're doing is they're keeping you on a low vibration with them because they don't want to put in the effort. See, the effort is not, that's the real listening. That's what you need to listen to. If there's no effort there, you're listening to silence, really. You're listening to nothing. And people who are low vibrational, a lot of them don't even realize that they are experts at keeping you down there with them because they know exactly those trigger words to say to keep you down there with them. They want company down there. They want company down there on that level. They want some company. So for you all who want to be entrepreneurs, it is going to be super hard to be an entrepreneur if you don't break out of a lot of these situations with lovers and family and friends that are a low vibration or don't have your best interests simply because of the word salad, the fakeness that's coming out of their mouth. You cannot listen to people with your ears. I recently had to end a relationship with someone, and they're so upset. And I'm like, we've had this conversation before, and you say you feel this way about me, but I've given you 2 years and your actions are exactly the same. I said, this is actually deja vu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fall back. I said, I'll come around you sometimes, but it's not fair to me. It's emotionally draining for me to keep being here for you, and I'm not getting what I need from it. You know, your words and actions don't mix. And she wants to believe that I'm mad at her. I'm seriously not. It's just that once you become emotionally intelligent, you start to do what's best for you, and you will learn how to break off relationships or distance yourself from certain relationships to protect your space so you can continue to move forward. And that is called emotional intelligence. And that's when you stop listening to people's words and you start watching what they actually do, because all human beings have free will and people do exactly what they want to do. Okay. If they're not in a wheelchair as a quadriplegic, am I saying that right? Other than that, they are doing exactly what they want to do with their time. When they wake up in the morning, they pick up their phone. If they didn't call you, that's because they didn't want to call you. People could say they're busy, but people get up and call everybody else. They get on social media multiple times a day. That's what they wanted to do with their time. Okay. That is what they want to do with their time. And a lot of us in these relationships with people that are not serving us the way we want to be served, we keep making excuses for people because they say they love us. They say this, they say that, they said this. But you know deep down inside that this person's actions don't match. And so we have to be realistic with ourselves. You can't change them. The only thing you can do is change you. And you have to tap more into what you see versus what you hear. You got to tap more into how you feel emotionally and spiritually when this person is doing this to you, when they are around you, and when they leave you. And that is how you're supposed to move. You're supposed to move based off of that, not people's words, because people's words will have you all mixed up and all low vibrational right along with them, and you will not be meeting any of your goals. And people always say to me, you be making it happen. Man, I have a lot of my friends, they be like, I admire you. I don't know how you do all this by yourself. You know why? Because, woo, even though I accomplish things, I come up with ideas out of my head and I manifest them to come. And if you get on YouTube and you see all these other young girls like, what's her name, Marie, I can't think of them, but it's a lot of Sparkle Marie, all of them, they manifest themselves into being millionaires. You can literally take an idea in your head and you can manifest it to come true if you are focused on it and you stay determined. But when you have low vibrational people around you or low effort people around you, they may really love you, but if they're not giving you what you need to recategorize some people. Okay, because people will guilt you also with their words, and they will be holding you back because you feeling guilty, and you got to release yourself of that guilt. Because if you give people a chance to do what they want to do with the same damn 24 hours in a day that you got, and they don't put you in that 24 hours, baby, you not on their agenda like that. And you need to accept that so you can live your best life, because you got 24 hours, they got 24 hours. You got a day, they got a day. You got a week, they got a week. We got a month, they got a month. They got a year, you got a year. They did what they want to do with their year. Stop. Why are you holding they did everything they want to do. You have to just take an inventory of what they want to do. If it didn't include you in the way that you needed to be included, you need to make some changes. You cannot keep beating people over the head based off of, but you said, that's because you listening to people's words. And if you sit up here and wait on people to live up to their words, you're going to constantly be disappointed. Do you hear me? I'm going to take a break for a second. Because I just went into a little tangent, but did you hear that? Like, seriously, just think about that. said, but the minute they need you and you give them that same energy, they have a problem. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, whew, whew, I'ma still. This is the thing too. This is where all that emotional intelligence comes in, and a lot of people, this is hard to do. I'm talking like it's so black and white. It's not easy to do. It takes practice because I'm gonna still do the right thing by people whose words don't match their actions. I'm still gonna do the right thing, but what you gotta stop doing is bending your heart, bending your feelings. Now, if you need me and you're in trouble or whatever, and I can help, I'm still help. But you can't keep putting your heart and your time and your energy out there expecting so much back from people because you will be hurt. Because I'm telling you, the most, if you don't get anything out of this, understand that the most low effort thing a person can do is blurt something out of their mouth to make you feel better, to shut you up or to pacify you. That's the easiest thing a person can do. If you think about it, kids do it all the time. Kids do it all the time. You ask them something, they know they did something wrong, they'll hurry up and just say something. No, I didn't do it. They know they did it. Did you throw that doll in the toilet? No, I didn't do it. They did it, but they just trying to they just said anything out their mouth to try not to get out of trouble. Whatever just came out their mouth. People, it's like in human nature, people just say anything. Look at a person's actions. Like, seriously, look at a person's actions. And those are the people who really, really care. Like, really, really value you. Value, value, value. That's a good word too. Those who value you. I'm silent because a lot of people can like you and they're going to say enough to keep you around because you provide some sort of benefit to them. The benefit could be that you make them feel good. The benefit could be that you give them a lot of information to keep them afloat. The benefit could be that you have money and they're trying to figure out how you make money, or maybe you spend money on them. It could be anything. But sometimes you simply benefit them some sort of way, you know? But you'll find out who really values you when they step up and they live up to the words of how much they like you or love you when it doesn't benefit them. The people who love you and value you the most, do their words match their actions match their words, even if there's no benefit to them. And I'm going to clarify, benefit is not always financial. So that's why it's important to step back and just put yourself in a timeout from everybody sometimes, a timeout from everything, everyone, and just sit your butt down on the couch and listen to some music and just vibe out. Light you some incense, whatever it is you like to do when you by yourself, like some serious time, like maybe a month, and just sit back and think. If you like to have a sip and think. If you like to smoke, smoke, think. But think to yourself and just think back on some things. Like, if certain people are popping up in your mind when you get to thinking, it's a reason why. They are stirring your spirit some type of way, and you need to go back and do a rewind on a relationship, because it's something about that you need to adjust, because you probably been listening with your ears and not with your heart and your spirit, like your intuition, all of that. You got to sit down and really evaluate some things. And then you might have to make some choices, because the only way I've gotten ahead and made the biggest moves in my life is I've had to back away from a lot of people and go into a cocoon, a serious cocoon, like serious cocoon, you know? I don't want to talk you all to death. I've been talking for 45 minutes straight, but I just want to say that, like, I'm gonna give you another example. Watch these so-called friends, because people love to be like, friend, friend, friend. I got one friend, I always tell her, like, I can't stand when a person constantly, it almost sounds sarcastic, like a person that's constantly got to remind you that they best friend, friend, friend. When people do that's like, that's not organic to me. Like, just be normal. Anyway, um, you have to watch, like, some people just want to stay close to you because they just want to see what you got going on. You have to really, when I tell you really be careful, you have to really be careful and leery. And when you try to do big things, make big changes in your life, like switch over out of 9 to 5 career into entrepreneurship and things like that, you kind of got to move a little bit in silence. I did not move in enough silence. And I know for a fact I have a lot of people who don't really like me, a little envious. I've never done anything to them, but they just don't like the way I move. They probably don't like my confidence. They probably don't like the way others like me, and that's their issue, not mine. It could be family, it could be a cousin, it could be anybody. But what I'm telling you is you gotta step back, because when you're trying to make a major move, you gotta make sure that you got the right things aligned around you. If you got some real off energy, you will not be focused the way you should be. Um, you won't be making the moves and guess what? Their energy could be blocking some other energy that's supposed to come in. You know, if you let me just, people say things kind of fluffy. I'm gonna give you a real example. Like, if you are hanging around friends who do nothing but smoke, talk about dudes and what's happening and the Cardi B and blah, 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 and all this like low vibrational stuff all the time, like that's their whole thing when you're around them. That's pretty much the conversation, the whole vibe of the evening all the time. How can you have these big dreams and you have all these people around you all the time? Like, what are you all doing? Sitting in someone's house, drinking or smoking, doing whatever, doing nothing all the time? You got to kind of shake away from those people, because how can you meet the people? How can you meet the people that are going to give you the tools that you need to get to the next level if you're always with those people? Because those people don't move in the same circles. Those people don't go to the same places. Those people don't listen to the same podcasts, YouTube stations, and all that. They listen to, you know, they watch stuff like media takeout and what's all them shows, all them little stations and stuff that tell you all world star hip hop, and that's their social media outlet. You want to get with people that's like, oh, I'm just going to say, watch Shecago Nails and Makeup. She gives you resources. How are you going to get around those people if you're constantly hanging around those people? You're not. So that's why you have to step away. You don't have to fall out with them, but just step away. And then you have to ask the universe, manifest. You have to manifest, and then the universe will start to give you all the tools. But don't let those people keep you locked into them on that low vibrational level with them words now, because that's a trap. That is a whole trap. That's a whole trap. I think that's what I want to say. I've been talking for 48 minutes now. I think that's a whole message right there. Like, be careful. Be careful. Stop listening with your ears. Stop. I mean, you know what? Keep going. If y'all want me to keep going, just say, yeah, keep going. I'm going to tell you another little example. Yep, the phone does go two ways. Not Jerry Springer. Steve Wilkos is shook right now. Okay. And this is not even a big story. I got so many stories, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it short. Okay, so I have family who brought me around. And I'm trying to make it like simple. So let's just say the family is broken into different sectors. You have one side of the family that's kind of ratchet. Then you have one side of the family that's kind of bougie. But then you fall in between. So you get along with everybody is what I'm going to say. So this particular, I don't want to say too much. So you fall in between because you get along with everybody. Families have different clusters, right? But things can happen where people will show you how they really feel about you. So this person can say, oh, I love you so much, you're not like the rest of them, that's why I mess with you, that's why I fool with you, because you are different, you cool, da 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 da. But let a situation happen, that person can kind of switch up on you. I don't want to say too much about that because it's kind of personal. But what I'm going to say is that for many years, I thought that a person felt one way about me because I was listening to what they were saying. But when some real stuff happened, the ultimate stuff went down, like life and death went down, this person straight up did not even include me at all. And so I was really confused by that. Like, wow, I thought we were like, we are blood, but I'm just like, I thought we were close. We've done everything on this earth together. We chit chat, we stay up, we do everything together. But when some real life or death stuff happened, it was like I might as well have been the damn coworker at the job, because all I received was the bare minimum inclusion in the matter. That's what I'm going to say. And it was just very shocking to me and other people in the family. But for me, it was really shocking on another level, because this side of the family said, "Oh, you on the side with us because you so cool." But I'm so caught up on the words. But when it came down for them words to really, really, really show up in action, eh, eh, don't pass go. You get what I'm saying? And then I had to take a step back. And those members of that family are kind of like perturbed, like, what happened? What happened? What happened? Well, what happened was that I realized that your words, I was too caught up in your words. I was too caught up in your words. You look at me just the way you look at the rest of the people. You didn't have me included in those important plans. You had the people over there. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to step back and look at stuff. And I didn't argue with them, but what I did was I readjusted myself, and I just said, "You good? You good? When I see you, give you a hug. How you doing? Okay, all right. How's such a okay? Okay, everything's doing okay. Well, it was nice to see you. Da 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 da. Well, I'm having something. Okay, I may stop by. I got to see what's going on. I got a couple of invitations, but I will let you know. And I may not go by." I had to readjust myself because it was like a reality check for me. It was straight up a reality check. If I have my conferences and stuff, I might say something like that in a private room, what really happened. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I realized I wasn't as close to that side of those family members as I thought. They did not have the same, they didn't revere me the same as I did them. And some real life stuff, the most real thing that could ever happen to a family happened. And I was not included in any of the plans or anything. I was like, wow. Like, I wasn't even invited to the damn funeral. That's how real it got. You get what I'm saying? So you can understand what I'm saying. I wasn't even invited to the funeral. I still to this very day can't believe I was not invited to the funeral. And you gonna look me in my face like that was normal. Like, are you crazy? Just because it was in another state. I guess they thought I couldn't afford it. It was crazy. Mm. You want to hear the funniest part? I could have flew out for free because I had so many points. I could have flew for free, but they didn't even invite me to the funeral. So I'm just saying, like, you think people like you and look at you the same way, but they may not. Listen, listen to those actions. Don't listen to them words. Them words will throw you off. Ladies, don't listen to these men. Watch what they do. Really watch what they do. Don't argue with them. Tell them if something's bothering you, you don't have to scream. Tell them. Men, same thing. Communicate like an adult. Say what you have to say. If they start screaming, we don't have to scream. I can hear you. If they keep screaming, I'm going to discontinue this conversation. We can pick it up another day. When you get on that type of emotional, intelligent level, which I've had to work on, you tell people what you need from them, they either do it or they don't. If they don't do it, why are we arguing with people? That's my whole point. If you tell somebody what you want, what you need, and they don't do it, why argue with them? They showed you how much effort they want to put into you. That's how much they value you. It's really that simple. Why are you screaming at them? Why are you going off on them? Why are you busting car windows? Why are you doing any of that? They showed you. You can remind them if you want to. So you can, not feel guilty when you make your decision. But if they still don't do it, they don't value you like that. You have to accept that, and you have to readjust yourself. You cannot cuss out a person enough. You cannot threaten a person enough. You cannot hold babies against people, to make people behave the way you want. And do you want a person anyway that had to be forced to do what you wanted them to do? Really think about that. This other person, I had to let them go because I gave them warning after warning and chance after chance. I was hurting my own feelings because if they weren't behaving the way I thought they should behave, like any regular family member would, or a person who loved you would, if they're not doing it after 2 years, that's because they don't want to do it. They did everything else with their 24 hours in a day. It's really that simple. It's no excuses or anything. If they know, they heard you, their ears are unclogged, they put some sweet oil in their ears, they heard you just fine. They just don't want to do it. They just don't want to change. They just don't value you enough to put in the work to be who you want or do what you want. Accept it. What you gonna do? Because time's are ticking and it's blocking you from the things you want to do. I can't say there's no other type of way. If you have to replay this, like these are the things me and my really close circle. These are things we discuss. These are the type of books we like to read. These are the type of podcasts we like to listen to, because you cannot achieve big things in life with all this baggage weighing on you from people who don't even value you. If you can readjust and put people in their proper categories, that is when you will start to you make room for new people. That's like anything in your house. You cannot be a damn pack rat and expect to have new things come to you. You have to purge old clothes to make room for new clothes. You want new shoes, you have to make room, because what happens is, just like in your house, this is a good analogy. If you keep putting stuff in your house, you become a pack rat. Your house becomes crowded with clutter and bull crap. Now it's too much to keep control of. Now it's dusty. You can't even keep it all clean. There's dust everywhere. You know what that does? That clouds your mind. That gives you anxiety, because you're looking around at all the dust. You're looking around at all the stuff that you haven't worn that you want to wear. And it stresses you out. You have to keep a clean and organized house. The same thing goes with your heart, your mind, your spirit. If you don't clean, constantly purge, take an inventory and purge. Keep taking an inventory and purge. I regularly do that with my wardrobe now. I do that with my shoes. I do that now with my makeup. I do that with everything. I just did that with my wig collection and my weave collection. I threw away a whole bunch of wigs and weaves that was like, why are you holding on to this? You know why? Because I know I want to get newer and better stuff. I want to get the newer lace front. I want to get the transparent HD. Why am I holding on to a lace front from 3 years ago where you can literally see it sitting on my head like my auntie's wig? Why am I holding on to that wig? You get what I'm saying? The same thing goes in life, period. You have to keep taking inventory of what you have. And that goes for people too. The inventory is seeing how they treat you versus what they say about you, what they say to your face. If it don't match up, you need to put all that out, put them in a damn contractor bag too, and carry them on outside, or move them over there in the corner, or donate them to the Goodwill. It is all the same. And some people may say, well, that's mean. No, it's not. It's called self-care. This is what self-care really means. Self-care really means, you know, doing the things that are going to keep you in balance. You have to do the things that's going to keep you in balance, because other people say they care, they love you and all that. Most people are selfish to a certain degree. People love you as much as it's convenient for them. Okay. And that's where you're going to get disappointed, thinking that people are going to fulfill the voids in your life. Self-care is taking responsibility and doing the things that you need to do. That's real self-care. A lot of people think self-care is getting a facial, going shopping. That is the surface level stuff. Self-care is doing a deep dive on the inventory all the way around your wardrobe, your surroundings. And then you got to go a little bit, your relationships, your mental health, your emotional health. A lot of the people you have around you are affecting that. So that's part of your self-care too. These are things people don't talk about, especially in the Black community. Okay. So, oh God, I'm right at the hour. I'm at an hour. I don't talk too much. I don't see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't went too far. So nobody's talking to me. Nobody's talking back to me. But y'all, this will save your life. This will give you peace. I cannot believe how much peace I'm at now with a lot of the people that I never thought I could go without. There are family members who I would talk to every holiday, all this. It was like, it was just, I'm with you. I'm with, all these little things. But I had to reposition. And it has taken me a couple years to reposition and purge some people. But I cannot believe how, like, I'm like a different person. Like, I'm lighter, more carefree. Things don't trigger me as much. I just do what I want to do, and I'm more at peace, and therefore I can focus. And that's why I'm going into a whole nother phase in life that I manifested just from my idea. It's actually happening. Like in the next week or so, it's happening. It's going down. You get what I'm saying? It wouldn't have happened if I had all that mess going on that I had going on when I first moved back here that first year. It wouldn't have happened. I can guarantee you it wouldn't have happened. I was not in the right space. I was in a low vibrational space with people who did not really care much, like their words said. Okay. So I don't know. Stop listening to the words. Don't words is the lowest form of the lowest form of effort a person can give you is words. If you don't write down nothing else, write that on a post-it note as a reminder to yourself. Take the words and see if the actions match the words. Hello. I don't know who this is because it's in another language, but hello and welcome. You said I'm out here saving some of these gems in my notes. Yes, it's important to remind yourself of that type of stuff. And also, this is a little thing you could do too. It's we got these fancy cell phones. Put alarms in your cell phone to tell you certain things. If there's a certain time of day that you are triggered, if you a lot of people have to go back into the work office. What's happening right now is a big monumental thing where a lot of people are quitting their jobs because they realized that that was a trigger for them, that their jobs didn't appreciate them, that it wasn't worth it, that they're saving so much money cooking from home. They don't have to deal with traffic and paying for parking garages and all that, and they're getting to spend more time with their kids. So people are quitting their jobs. So I'm saying that to say for those people who can't afford to do that and they do have to go back into the office, you might want to start putting some things in place to preserve your mental health. Because now you're about to go probably back into a toxic work environment with people you don't want to be around, bosses you can't stand, meetings that are wasting your damn time. So what are you going to do to preserve the self-care that you've built during the pandemic? Well, one thing you can do is you can use these fancy cell phones and you can set off alarms to give yourself positive words of encouragement at the time of day when you are triggered. It could be at 9 a.m. when you have to see Brenda who get on your damn nerves. You can just send yourself a positive message like, I don't know, whatever. And then also, what I just said, which to me is a great, great, great thing to go by. Words are the lowest form of effort a person can give you. Words are the lowest form of effort a person can give you. You can just remind yourself of that once a day or once a week. And so you can start listening with, not listening with your ears. You listen with your eyes and see what they do. You could even put that as a reminder on your phone once a day, at the beginning of the morning when you go into the office. Whatever it is that gets going to get you through the day, or those of you all who are trying to break some things or break free from some things, listen with your eyes and not your ears. That's all. Oh, you're from Saudi Arabia. Okay. Hello. Make sure you subscribe because I'm coming back on camera soon once I get it together. You said I'm taking it straight to my therapist too, so I can really work on it. Yeah. Yeah. Because other people will have you triggered and messing up your self-care, and we can't change these people. I never thought that I would have to break away from some of the people that I did. And it's funny because now I'm more at peace with it. At first, it stirred my spirit to have to do it, but I had to do it and I had to process it. But now I've run into these people, and every time I see them, I'm more calm. Like, hi, how are you? Everyone's good. Okay, well, it was good seeing you. I may come around. I'm just like okay with it because I notice I'm reaping the benefits of it. I'm just reaping the benefits of it. I've had like so many people. Remember, I said I lost like a lot of people when I started doing this. A lot of those people have circled back around to me. A lot of them. And I'm getting a lot of calls where people hanging up the phone, stuff like that. I know it's nothing but like an ex or something. I don't even care because it's like they see me glowing up and doing better, way better, in a better mental space, better everything without their presence. They want back in. No, I don't want you back in because you were throwing me off. You were throwing me off and you really didn't care about me the way you said. Remember, we talked about that word vomit. It didn't match and I recognized it and I adjusted. And they want to come back in, but they don't have the guts to, because they know they don't have anything new to offer. See, a lot of people don't have anything new to offer. They were fooling you with their words. You were just going and accepting them on GP off their words. And once you start to challenge those words by seeing if they match up, it's like they're almost like they're busted, or they have nothing to give beyond that in real life. All that, I love you, sis. I love you, boo. Yo, you my cousin. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for you. Huh. Yeah. You start to realize it. But don't you worry. You'll get better people. You'll get people that are better aligned to be in your everyday life. You ain't got to cut them off forever. Everybody don't have to be cut off forever, but you readjusted them. But guess what? Like I talked about purging, you'll get new people that'll attach close to you, but they'll be more genuine and they'll be more purposeful in your life. You want people that's gonna like be aligned with what you're trying to do. So just play this over if you have to. Get what you can out of it. I feel like I've over talked, but I think that's all I had to say. Yeah. And I'm gonna be coming on. I have a lot of footage and stuff recorded, but I'm a mess right now. I'm a mess, so I'm not coming on camera anytime soon, my face, but I will be coming back on verbally. But thank you all so much for listening. I'm gonna catch you all in the next live. If you have a case study, send it to shecago.com and we'll be talking soon, okay? All right. Bye.